Both Notion and Fibery are used to organize your structured and unstructured data. So where are they the same? Where are they different? That's what we're going to explore in today's video. We're going to have the same build, a company wiki, done also in Fibery and in Notion, and see the differences and similarities between them. I would like to note before we start that this video is supported by Fibery, but they have no control over what I say or what I show. Without further ado, let's get started. Notion on the right, Fibery on the left. Fight! We're going to speedrun this, show all the different things that's possible. First of all, we see the dashboard. Dashboard on Notion, much better. Notion gets a point. Fibery, bad dashboard. We can even delete it. I personally don't like using dashboards or documents to kind of put things in Fibery. It's not as nice. Just using the sidebar is good enough. The sidebar in Fibery is really powerful. You can have smart folders, which is just like folders with entities, and you can put stuff inside based on their parents, etc. Open it up like this. So, dashboard, Notion gets the win. Sidebar, Fibery gets the win. Okay, let's open up, so to speak, a dashboard. Let's see all resources. It's over here. Okay. Open it up. Open it up. First of all, Notion collapses the side. Fibery leaves it open. We can collapse it ourselves and scroll a bit to the right. Notion gets a point here. Next, verification. Verification is a Notion feature. We can verify something that they added. It's hard coded in, so I kind of made my own version of it. Verify for 90 days, and there's like an automation that runs and makes a verification entity and links it to it for 90 days. And then afterwards it'll say it's not longer verified and the icon will change. One thing that's important to note is this: if you're not, can I not remove myself? Yeah. If you're not an owner, verification won't work. Setting this up in Fibery just doesn't work at the moment, so anyone can verify. Okay, remove verification, similar concept, and it gets approved. This is all done with verification, with automations. Next, we have AI. Let's say we make a use case. Let's call this how to edit video. DaVinci Resolve. Tutorial. How to edit. This is a really badly documented thing, but you get the concept. Open, resolve, edit, render. Boom. Now, generate. And all you do is give them this prompt, and it'll give you the answer. Now, let's do the same thing here. DaVinci Resolve tutorial. This, in this case, does it automatically. This is bad. This, in this case, does it automatically. It takes a bit of a second. When we change the title, or if we change the description, it's gonna, here, change. Then to provide basic structure, how to edit DaVinci Resolve, opening, editing, and rendering. Perfect. AI works in both. AI in Notion is a bit more built out in terms of these AI blocks. This is done with automations in the backend. And you can see it just changed again because for some reason it detected another change. It's not exactly perfect, but it works. This is more thought out, but it's built all for you and you can't change things really. Like it. A big difference is that the AI in Notion knows everything about this page. I'm not sure what else it knows, if it knows about the relationships in the page and those things or not. I'm not sure. In Fibery, you can tell exactly what you want it to know. You have to tell it what you want it to know, or else it just doesn't know. You have to use formulas to give the AI the details it needs, for example, this use cases and the name, and then tell it to make a prompt based on it. So it's really prompt engineering, where this one is a bit more, dummy proof. Okay, so let's open up both and leave a comment. Let's say we see this page, we say, where is the cut page? Enter. Go over here, open resolve, but where is resolve? Enter. That's one thing in Fibery that's less intuitive. The enter key makes a new line. You have to command enter. This is all the way throughout Fibery. You kind of get used to it, but still. Comments look very similar. Open, the open comments, resolved. I made one just a second ago, and I wanted to demonstrate it again. So you'll see. And we can always reopen. Same thing here, reopen. Okay. Over here, you can write a comment to reply, same as you would here. Here, again, command enter, make a reply. And over here, where's the cut page? Let's see, it's here. And reply. Cool. Now, let's see both spaces where the comments are. So we go over here, see comments. Over here, we can see also comments. One difference is that you can see this next to it, where over here, it overlaps it. I think if we open it up like this, yeah, we can also see it next to it. You just need more space. In general, the responsiveness feels a bit better than it does in Fibery, but I will note that there is an option to make everything single panel and not have two things side by side. So if we're using a small screen like this, that might be better to turn on in your settings. You can see your comments, open and resolved comments. In the comments here, you can also see entity comments. These are the same over here, and these are actually hidden a little bit over here. Add comment. Comment on item. If, let's say, this needs to be updated and you want to leave a comment for the owner or anyone that is watching this page, then you can leave it like this. You'll see comment on item both here, and you'll see the same thing here. In use cases, which is this text field, there's comments here and here. A big thing about comments. In entity comments, you can @ you can mention, but in inline comments, you cannot mention other entities. So if something like, if I want to mention Premiere Pro tutorial over here, say, what about this one? You can't do that here. What you can do is just mention like this. I don't have a Premiere Pro tutorial, but then it's not a comment. You can add a link, but it's not a comment. Okay, where in Notion, you can at any page you want, and it'll automatically link to that page. Cool. That's commenting. Fibery versus Notion. Suggesting. When you're working with wikis and documents, maybe one person will think one thing is good, but actually it's not. So they'll just suggest. So let's see. Let's put this away for now and turn on suggest edits. Then you'll see you're suggesting over here. Let's say I want to use Premiere Pro. Then someone else can come over here, see the suggestion, accept or reject. This feature does not exist in Fibery, so we can't compare it. But for wikis, it can be very useful. All right. Next, we have sharing a resource. How do we share resources? So there's a share button up here, and we can remove access or give access to people. By default, the way I set it up, everything is accessible by everyone. But if you say, okay, you know what, this folder over here only needs to be shared for specific people. Let's say it needs me, so non-admin. So let's give full access, or can edit. Let's give myself full access. And then let's remove access from everyone else. So remove. Team members, no access. So now what you see is that I still have access. I have full access, but other people just won't see this folder. I'll show an example in the other space that I have. This is my admin space. You see both, but this account, non-admin, doesn't have this video share, doesn't have this box share. So to the non-admin, or to where it's not shared, this doesn't exist. This is nice because then you only see what you need to see and nothing more. If you're a really big organization, this is lovely. But it is a bit finicky to do it per thing. So that's sharing in Notion. Sharing in Fibery is similar. It looks almost the same, but it has different roles. And just for the sake of this, I'm going to show you how it looks like from an admin perspective, because it's harder sharing for a non-admin. There's less functionality I can show you. For example, access templates. So I can create a specific role and give it capabilities. So if I want verification, for example, I don't want verification though. I want to share a resource folder. So I can go for a folder. Let's call it collaborator. I want a collaborator to be able to view, comment. I don't want it to be able to delete or share to the public or do this. So just like this. It's similar, I think, to editor. But the cool thing is here is that we can specify where it cascades down to. So if we want them to be able to view the folder, but not delete, we want them to be able to delete resources. This is possible to do it like this. And we want verification but permissions in Fibery are complicated, and it's a bit annoying to get your head around, because there's sharing here as well as sharing on a space level. You can give groups. I'm not going to go into Fibery permissions in this video, because that's a whole video and a whole topic in and of itself. And the Fibery team is updating their permissions, the way in which permissions work, to make it a bit simpler. So we're not going to go into it now. But just so you're aware, a big rule of thumb is that you can't remove. You get permissions, you get access from the top down. You can't get less access after you're in the bottom. So if I'm sharing the whole space with you as an editor, I cannot share this with you as just a viewer. You're still going to be an editor. You're still going to be able to see it, because in the space, I can't revoke access. That's an important difference in terms of permissions. So permissions can be built in a way for you to do it in the way you want, but it's just a bit more thinking and understanding of how it works. Okay, long story short, we can't revoke access, so you're going to see everything, unless we build it in a different way, where we have a backend with no access, and then we share the specific folders that we want people to see. That's the other option. But the downside with that is that then users cannot create new folders or resources, and we don't want that. So when it comes to permissions and the way in which revoking access to show you what's relevant, Notion wins this one. But the entity level permissions that Fibery has, cascading further into the document, further into the database, that's something really special, because that means you can partition a specific part of a database based on the relationships, and only share this part of it. It's a bit complicated, I know. I'm explaining it really badly, but trust me, we're good. Let's go back to the non-admin. Okay, last one is backlinks. Let's say we have over here, open. So we want to mention, we mention how to edit video related. We can just go like this. Then we're going to open it up. We're going to see a backlink linked to this page. How to edit video. Cool, simple enough. We click it, we see it. In Fibery, it works in a similar way. Use the hashtag sign. We can see, let's say, a resource like software tools. We can choose as an admin what fields to show here in inline resources. So if you want to show owner, if you want to show tags, it's going to be over here. So you can go like this, check out software tools, and we're going to open it. Then we see, if we scroll down, referenced. And we can see not only the article that references it, but already the text within, like the paragraph that references it. We can click on it, and then it goes to here. Let's close. I closed the wrong thing. Let's open it up. How to edit video. We can click this button here, and it shows us exactly where it is. Perfect. I personally like the side-by-side view a lot more than Notion's Seek, because this feels like it has priority over this one, where in Fibery they're both equal priority, so we can really work on, based on a reference, go here and back and forth based on what we want. Last thing I didn't show is the pending resources to do call over here. Let's put this away for now. This is just a filter that shows where owners contains me and verified is not. Notice the difference in filters. So this is global filters. This is on always, where in Notion you can edit the filters unless I lock the database. But if you lock the database, you can't have any more filters. Let's check that out. Future on here, that was wrong. When you lock a database, they can't like move things around in terms of the schema or add fields, but you can still change the filters and the sort for you. You can't change it for others. Like you can't say for everyone, but you can still change it for you. So that's a big difference between when you create views for others in Fibery versus in Notion. Notion gives you the flexibility to filter or remove filters to see what you want, where in Fibery you can only add my filters on top of global filters. It's good if you want to really limit the data that people see, but keep in mind that filtering data does not actually remove permissions. If you use API calls or other things, they can see it. So make sure you don't have sensitive information in other fields. Instead, you can use the entity level sharing and then only share the relevant things with them, and then they really can't have access to the other things. Cool. That's that. That's the differences. That's the similarities. They look very similar aesthetically. To conclude, Notion is really powerful. Fibery is really powerful. Notion is a bit more refined in terms of what it is. The UX, in terms of layout, it looks better. It feels better. It's faster. Like the clunky automation to verify, it takes some time, and it kind of you see it like getting there. Where Notion, it's immediate. Notion has pre-built features set up, but the thing is, with all these pre-built features set up, with verifying as well as with sprint management that they have, it's things that you can't recreate on your own. Notion a lot of times is referred to as they give you the Legos and you can build. But these things like verification and the sprints, they're giving you already pre-built sets that are glued together, and you can't unglue them. And in Fibery, on the other hand, you can take everything apart, even going into the multi-select drop-down menu and adding properties to those selection fields, to those selection options, and to use in formulas later on. You can really break it down and really take everything apart piece by piece, to the point that sometimes you can tinker too much and break it. But if you don't tinker too much or know what you're doing, then it's really much more powerful, because the fact of making that verification would not be possible in Notion without them making the full tool for us. The fact that it's possible, yes, it's a bit of a workaround, yes, it's using automations, and it doesn't look the best, and it has like 3 different fields for the same thing. It's possible. The functionality is there. It's possible to create these workarounds because of all these tools that are given to us. So that's the big difference in terms of what it is, essentially. Well, I hope you've enjoyed. I hope this was valuable to make a decision of what to use. It's a bit of a long one. There's more of these coming your way, so stay tuned, and I'll see you next time.